Hello, we're going to do some decoupage. We have found using napkins for decoupage really easy. There's just a few little things we need to go through before we start. We do have a lot of prep for this, but if you stick with me, I'll try and help you out. These are a few wee things we've made before. Little lights. We've painted it, put the decoupage on, and it lights up. These are little plastic cup. Resident painted it. Again, little napkins here. Probably little bits and pieces of it, as I'll show you. Put it. I have it here. That's what it was. Just paint it. You can paint it with emulsion or acrylic paints. And the little tester kits, these are fantastic just to paint on. It's easier for the glue to stick to it, and then we can use a PVA glue. This is a very good glue. It's Mod Podge. We use this for everything. It's very strong. As well as that, when you're finished all this, I'll show you after you glaze it. Put a glaze onto it. Okay, just a few other wee ones. Bottle, jam jar, a little bit of bling with it. Sometimes whenever you're using the darker paints, whenever the little lights go on, they don't show up as well, but they're still pretty. We have lots of different ones here. They've all been very busy. This side. Here we go. There we are. This one I just added at the front, just afterwards. Put a little piece of white paint just to. It was really pretty. Just anything, whatever you want. A jam jar, to say. Empty wine bottle. You can get very nice bottles. You do something on this. There's your jam jar. One of my favourites is this one. So I'm going to show you. This is coffee jar. Resin, she painted it. Made up paint, just nice green. We have this napkin, just cut little bits out of it, which I'm going to show you how to do. Colours blended in. Put this. You can just stick it on to the bottle. Same napkin. Put the lights on. Okay. Little rock. Really nice. You could, outside the door even, you could put your little phone or your little number on it, sorry, a house number on it, or just to sit. We can paint them. And these are seasonal. Very easy to do. Just a piece of scrap ribbon, a few eyes, you can make the eyes, little bubble nose, little piece of stick on a nose for your Rudolph. For that there as well, you can make little Halloween ones, little ghosts with a white bottle. Put your black on it. This one, just a little bottle, just little stick on little butterflies and ladybirds. These were old Yankee candles. Resident painted them to different napkins. Okay, we are going to, there's a painted jar, again. This is just an emulsion. I made the colour up with a very bright green and I added the white to it, acrylic. Okay, we've this one already painted. It's your rock, your jar. We're going to use, look, there's lots of different napkins everywhere. You know, if you're out and about, you get the pretty ones, just take wee pieces off them. It's so easy, everyone is different and they look good. So I'm going to start off with this one. Again, it's all about prep. One of the most difficult things I find is separating this as a 3-ply napkin. So we have to take it right down, take 2 layers off it to the top. Easiest way is just dump it, and hopefully you can get the layers off. There's 1 layer. That was quite easy. There's 2. Just take that right off. And the other one. Sometimes, as I say, they come off easier. Sometimes they don't. Okay? What we would do is work out what we're going to design it. Are we going to do the whole thing? You can just take the whole thing and put it on. Sometimes we just prepare what we're going to put on first and just taking these wee bits out. You can add parts of this or at all, or just do it whatever way you like. Just rip round. You don't need to use scissors because it's too straight and it's too. There we go. And just rough that off. Just tear wee bits. Okay. Again, if you're using this, you could just use a little bird or just use some of the flowers. You can, this here one, just people has just put this all together, all the little flowers together. This is a pretty one. It's in London and you can just take a little bits out of it. Your ideas. So I'm going to use these. Okay, I was going to use a rock, but I'm going to start with this one. You can either or. Your brush, your Mod Podge. You can use just basic PVA glue, but I would glaze it afterwards with the Mod Podge because it is a better glue. Okay, just put the glue on. This dries clear. So don't be worrying about having to seeing this. Just put a layer on. This first bit's going to be the bigger bit, so okay, and we'll try and do this so you can see as well. Some people would have cling film just wrapped up to dab it, but I find it's just okay using the brush. You know, just sort of get all your corners down and make sure everything has glued back and front. It blends in better then. Just dab it because if you get any wee tears on it, it really doesn't matter. You can see your own pattern coming through. With this one, it's nice if you do the whole jar, it'd be a pretty napkin. So, or you can just do one little bit, just like this. It's up to yourself. Also, don't be worried about if you've missed any little bits there. You can sort of rip out another little piece of flour and just add it in and just finish it off. Just take your time with it and try and enjoy it. Quite therapeutic. Well, that's a general idea with the rock. We'll cut this bit. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit on the rock. Just want to take this little bit off. It's nice, the flowers on this. You can, as I say, add little bits and pieces of it in. Turn it around, do that way. Put this on. Don't really want a straight edge in it. It looks better without it, I think. Just tear a little bit off it. If you want to damp it, it can take a little bit off too. There we go. If you're doing your bottles of that, you could just separate your napkin and just put the whole thing right the whole way around it, but I prefer doing little bits and pieces. It's up to yourself. If you're using material that's pretty as well. And you can just keep adding to that. Use that a little bit. It's a slightly different look. You could add in a little butterfly. Take the straight edge off. Make the table that way. Just gently tap it down. Don't worry about overlapping them or, as I say, breaking them, because the glue can fix that for you. You can see that. So you can put lots more on, or even add from a different napkin. That this one, you know, colours there would maybe blend in with it as well. It's up to yourself. There's a little white one. Put a little rabbit on it. Going back to this one, you want to cover the whole thing, but I'm just going to show you, as I said at the beginning, oops, if you have it all finished, all the wee bits and pieces all done in, you glaze over it. Just give it another coat right over the coat, even right over the top, like that. Just make sure you've everything done on what you want to do. Like that there, and just let it all dry. Doesn't take long. It's actually quite quick. Okay, whenever it's all dried, so you can add little bits and pieces to it, or you could just leave it. There's little battery tea candles you can put inside for at night time, or again you will be getting your little lights for inside. Just add that in and just feed down in the bottle like this. There we go. Enjoy.